We're live. G'day Facebook fans, WordPress lovers. You've got Mr. Geoff Franklin.
That's me.
That's him. And I'm Gary and we're both, not separately, but we're both here from WP Butler, Australia's home of WordPress. That's it. And welcome to our Friday Lunchtime Live. And today we're going to be having a chat about WooCommerce and LearnDash. We're going to have a quick look at contact form errors, and we're also going to have a look at PHP 7.2 upgrades, which seems to be the big news item of the week here at WP Butler.
Yep.
Plenty of those little bad boys coming through the desk as 5.6 and 7 have come to end of life. Pretty much every. Sorry,
yeah,
7s,
7.0.
Pretty
Not
much
all of the
every,
7s, but 7.0.
not all 7s yet. Pretty much all hosting companies are pretty much drawing a line under 5.6 and 7 in terms of even offering them as a option now. So as a partner of WP Engine, we won't have the option to even roll back to a 5.6 or 7 as of Friday the 28th. So we've been busy upgrading all those ones, but there's been a ton of them coming in from other customers out there. So yeah, plenty happening here at the WP Butler headquarters this week in terms of PHP 7, but we'll get to that. All right, Here we go.
All right.
Right, straight off the bat, no more messing around. Haley from Byron Bay says, we have online courses set up with LearnDash and we've been told to set up WooCommerce to take the payments. And we want to be able to sell access to the courses in batched licenses. Is that possible? How do we do that?
Okay.
Is that possible, Jeffrey?
Well, firstly, it's really great using WooCommerce as the payment system for your courses, selling your courses. WooCommerce, very popular. So there's actually, sounds like you've already got LearnDash and WooCommerce linked together. I'm going to say you do. So basically, what you would do, there's a premium plugin that comes to mind called Group Registrations by Wisdom Labs, WISDMLABS.com. Interesting spelling, but anyway, so those guys over there created a group registration plugin that allows you to sell individual licenses or individual products, WooCommerce products, which you then link to your course when you're selling it. So basically, the group registration plugin allows you to buy individual licenses or group licenses. So the batching, like your question asked. When you activate that plugin and you've got in the product which you purchase to give people access to your course, when you go to add that product to the cart, you'll actually see two options just near the add to cart button that says individual or group. And when you select group, it'll give you the option to select the quantity. So say you want the person who could be, well, let's say the example is it's a teacher that's going onto the website to buy access to the course for 5 students, let's say. So this is what I'm guessing what you're setting up here, let's just say. And then you would add 5 in the quantity field and then add that to your cart. And basically you go through the whole process, like a typical WooCommerce store. And then when you've logged into the site, you'll actually have access to what the plugin does is it sets up a group registration page for you. And on that page, you'll actually then see the 5 licenses that you've just purchased, and you'll then be able to enter the name and the username for the students, and then click send, and basically the plugin manages everything else. So the student will get their login details, they'll then be able to log in and access the course, just like yourself if you're logging in and signing up as the teacher. So that's basically what that plugin does. It sounds like that'll do the trick for you. And yeah, I'm personally very familiar with that plugin, so more than happy to help you out there if you're not feeling up to the challenge yourself.
Well, there you go. That's our second LearnDash question in 2 weeks. So as I think I said last week, lucky we've got a LearnDash guru on board here at WP Butler, because again, that went completely over my head. But I hope that's of help for you, Haley. And again, reach out to if you've got a LearnDash installation on your website, reach out to WP Butler at wpbutler.com.au if you need some help, or if you're looking at setting up some form of online learning, which is pretty much the big description, is an online learning courses. Take a look at LearnDash And again, reach out to WP Butler at wpbutler.com.au if you want to have a chat about that. There is a form, there's a live chat, and there's also a number on your screen that you can dial to talk to one of these guys. And if it is LearnDash, then ask for Mr. Geoffrey Franklin and he'll be able to help you out. Don't ask for me. All right. Number 2, Emma from Melbourne. G'day, Emma. Says, I'm using Contact Form 7 plugin and I keep seeing all these little exclamation mark errors when I'm editing each of the forms. The forms still seem to work, but I'm still concerned about the errors. How do I fix this?
Okay.
Can you help out, Emma?
Okay. It sounds like, I've seen this before. So it sounds like the contact, without seeing the error, it sounds like it's the misconfiguration error that Contact Form 7 spits out and puts right in front of your face on the Contact Form 7 landing page, where you'll see all the lists of forms that you have set up if you have more than one. But basically on that page you probably see a link at the top that says validate these forms. If you click that, it'll actually spit out a report of all the errors that are in the forms, and it sounds like that's where you're at right now. So basically you go into the forms that you're seeing the errors on, and the little exclamation mark should appear beside the fields in the settings of the form where you need to attend to. And it sounds like the typical issue that pops up here is when you're in the to field of the form, in the from field of the form, and there's a header section in the form. Contact Form 7 never used to be strict about the way these fields were set up, but what it needs now is that the from field, so this is when the form sends out the message to the recipient, the from field in the form,
Say that 10 times quick.
needs to match, the email address in that field needs to match the a domain name. So it needs to be like, info@yourwebaddress.com, rather than anything else. So it needs to match. So once that's matching, that exclamation mark should disappear. And then what you need to do is, if that from email was the same email address you wanted people to click reply to, so when that email goes through to them and they go, oh, click reply, you need it to go to a different email. You need to actually, in the headers field, add in a reply to bit of code. There's a link there to get the documentation to help you with that. I'm not going to explain that, but basically, there's typically 2 fields you need to attend to, the from field and the header field. And like I said, there's a link there to look at the documentation. But once you've followed that and entered change those fields in the form and click save, they should disappear. And you'll just have to go through all the other forms that you have set up to do the same sort of thing. That's basically it. That's what it sounds like is going on there.
If in doubt, read the instructions.
Yeah.
read the label on the bottle. Good luck with that, Emma. If you need a hand, obviously reach out to WP Butler at wpbutler.com.au. Most of those little problems can be taken care of with our priority tickets. So jump on board and buy one of those. Right at the top of the website, there's a big buy ticket button. You can't miss it. Or again, jump on chat, fill in the form, or give the guys a ring, and they'll be able to help you out. Thank you, Geoffrey. All right. Mark from Brisbane says, I've received an email from web host guys talking about upgrading my website to PHP 7.2, and I'm not sure what I need to do. My website is a couple of years old now, so does this mean I'll need to make a whole new website? Let's hope not.
That's a big question.
It is.
You could go this way or that way.
Yin or yang.
So the best place to start here is our good friends over at WP Engine actually have created a plugin, the PHP compatibility plugin. That'd be the first place to go, is chuck that plugin on, run its test. It'll spit out this report of all this nerd talk. You may be able to understand it. Some of it's colored, green is good, red is bad, and yellow is like So I mean, basically you could go through and spin up that report, and it'll point to the plugins and the themes that potentially are problematic that you need to attend to that aren't compatible with PHP 7.2. And before you click that report, there's actually options to choose how you want to test, as in like, do I want to test for 7.2 or older versions, which is kind of pointless now, but so you by default, I think it selects 7.2 for you. But you run through that. That'll be the best place to start. And you said your site's a little bit old. I mean, if someone's been managing the updates for you, which we do for all our customers, that should be fine. But then some plugins, some developers don't always, update their code. So even though the plugin might be up to date, it may not be compatible. So anyway, that's the first place to start running that compatibility test. And then let's just say, okay, so let's just best case scenario, you get back all the results are fine, and there might be a few little warnings there, and you could probably like upgrade to 7.2 quite seamlessly. Some of the warnings are just like, again, maybe you could send that report to us. We're happy to have a look over it for you, but that's kind of it's a bit hard to really say. But so that's best case scenario. Worst case, you get all these red flags everywhere, and probably the place where it's probably gonna hit you the hardest is if the theme needs a big update. And because the theme essentially is the framework of your website. Plugins you can pull in and out and switch out alternatives. So if your theme comes back with a bunch of red flags, having to find a new theme can potentially be where, okay, this is the time where I need to rebuild the website. Anyway, this is a pretty big conversation. I think that's probably the best place to start. But yeah, we're like Gary mentioned before, we've done a lot of work with our customers, helping them through this process, because it has been a bit of a process. So yeah, that gives you a snapshot of where to start with.
Another way, thanks Jeffrey, another way of looking at this is that if we didn't have these movements forward in technology and changes in code bases and open source software, we'd still be sitting here using Windows 95. We've got to move forward, and unfortunately when it happens it's a bit inconvenient. This is just one of those inconvenient moments that is going to move us forward into a new generation of web development and basically speed and the way the whole web platform and in particular WordPress works. There are enormous benefits in upgrading to 7.2, which again you have no choice because 7.0 and 5.6 are now end of life and they're not being supported, and web hosting companies aren't offering those services anymore, as are our partner WP Engine. So we've got to pretty much have everything updated by the 28th. So there's plenty going on here at WP Butler headquarters doing that. But just take it as an opportunity to have a look at a bit of an audit on your website and just sort of see, is it worthwhile doing a bit of an upgrade at the same time, which may mean, if you do have those big red crosses all over the place, it may mean, okay, it's time to throw in a new theme and sort of do a bit of a redevelopment. Now that doesn't mean you have to throw out all your content and all your images and all your bits and pieces. It may just mean a upgrade rather than a complete rebuild.
Yeah.
Fair call?
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, that brings us to the... Actually, no, it doesn't. We've got a question here, and it's from... Hey, Trevor, thanks for tuning in. Trevor from Carindale asks, I'm looking to change a theme on my WordPress website. I'm currently using Salient and want to change to Divi. Will that be easy enough, or will my website break?
Oh,
good question, Trevor. Very timely. Well done.
Salient to Divi. We got a little bit of a rivalry here in the office between Salient and Divi.
And there's Geoff.
Yeah, they're both great themes, right? But yeah, so changing from Salient to Divi. So Salient uses a page builder, Visual Composer, and I think they have their own version of it. Like they've created their own version of it, just Salient Visual Composer. So if you're going to switch over to Divi, in theory, you can quite safely just, install the Divi theme, and so long as you keep that Salient Visual Composer plugin, it's actually a plugin, activated, it should be fine with the currently set up pages that you have. So if you were to go and create a new page, a new post, you'll then be able to have the option to switch to the Divi builder, or you could then switch to or keep using the Salient Visual Composer. So you should see, like when you go and create a new page, a couple of buttons at the top that allow you to choose which page builder you want to use. So yeah, it's pretty seamless. The only thing then is, I mean, being a completely different theme, different framework, you'll then need to go into the Divi theme settings, you know, through appearance and customize, like typically where you go for most themes to start setting up, you know, the fonts and the menus and all that good stuff. But the main part you probably need to, you know, pay close attention to is the pages and the content really. And if you then want to do away with the Salient Visual Composer completely, it's a manual process, unfortunately. You'll just need to, you know, perhaps create a whole new about page, and then you have your old about page from the Salient Visual Composer, and you'll just have to copy and paste and, you know, copy the design and layout if that's what you're wanting to do. Or if you were doing a whole new theme, then it doesn't really matter. Just start a whole new page and take the content and copy and paste it across. But that's basically it. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna break your site, but then the beauty is you do have that Visual Composer plugin, which allows you to switch any theme in and out because you've got that plugin that's managing the page content. But yeah, have fun with Divi.
Well, just remember too, if you do that, and there's nothing wrong with doing what Geoff said, but you're going to be carrying around a Visual Composer and obviously all the page builder bits and pieces that are built inside of Divi. So that's a big trailer to be pulling around on the back of your website. So just be wary that it could impact your performance and speed of the website by having all those extra bits and pieces active just to display one page. You've got a minimum there of just 2 page builders that need to be active to make things happen for you. But good luck if you get stuck. What was it, Trevor from Carindale, which happens to be just down the road, you could probably drop into the office, mate. We're happy to help you out. All right, that's it. That's another Friday Live done and dusted.
Cool.
You got any WordPress news that hit you in the face this week?
I'm quite surprised that WordFence have released another podcast. I saw they did a mail out their third episode, I think. I didn't quite read what it was, but I skimmed it. I'm like, oh, that looks good. I'll jump on that later. But yeah, they did say they'll try and do it, every couple of weeks. But yeah, they're really hitting it hard, which is exciting to see. But that's all I really kind of got. WordFence, check them out. That's our favorite security plugin here at WP Butler.
We love them.
Yeah,
we love them. All right, thanks, folks. We'll wrap it up there. Again, thanks for playing along. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for sending in your questions. Keep them coming. We love the variety of questions that you're sending through to us, and the tougher they are, the more we love them. And until next week, remember, take a backup and stay WordPress. See you real soon.